Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest news in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, can you tell us about the launch of the Global Tailings Management Institute in South Africa?
It's interesting that they've chosen South Africa as a launch pad and a location for this global tailings body. But I think it's appropriate because we've been in this business of recovering gold, particularly from tailings, for a long time. We've learnt a lot. We've done it incredibly well. And the world is recognizing that following that terrible disaster in Brazil 6 years ago that killed 270 people, they need to really take these things seriously. And, we can go back to our East Rand with the Ergo situation, how we've recovered gold from that. So we've created the wealth, but we've also restored the environment. DRD Gold now doing it on the West Rand as well. Harmony Gold wanting to get into it in a big way. Pan-African Resources actually almost persuading the illegal mining fraternity in the Krugersdorp that, it's time to move out of there so that they can recover what is right from that and restore the environment. They're also looking at upgrading the water. So a lot is done for the people and for the environment. And this has been recognized by this international body, which has been prompted by the ICMM, which is the International Council for Mining and Metals. It's led by CEOs, a lot of them South African. Also the United Nations bodies that are involved with environmental activities, and United Nations linked bodies that are involved with investment. All saying, if you're going to mine, do it properly. And now they've got a standard that is set, which new mines will have to follow from the cradle to the grave. And when we've got existing tailings, the way you restore the environment is now laid out for you.
And the Blyvoor gold mine has received another boost.
When we say Blyvoor gold mine, it really goes back to Blyvoor Uitzicht. And that started in 1937, and they started, it was announced in 1937, they started mining in the early 40s. It was close to Carletonville. Carletonville was really built on mining. This was one of the mines. But it closed in 2013. And now the new group, Aurus, is wanting to restore it to something that it's capable of doing, producing gold economically, creating wealth. But they want to do it with the United States partner. So they've had to get the blessing of the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, which they've done. Because ultimately they want to list on the NASDAQ. They want to raise capital there. And some of the capital looks like being substantial, so that they can get gold mining going very profitably at this high gold price again, which will be a great boost for the West Rand.
And lastly, South Africa's incentives for new energy vehicles could see the rise of taxis that are powered by green hydrogen.
Yeah, the incentives for new energy vehicles have been astoundingly good. I mean, these NEVs get 150% incentive. That means if they invest R1 million in green hydrogen, and including green hydrogen, and also it's for electric vehicles, they can claim back from tax 1.5 million. So this is a good incentive at a time when you look at what's happening with Anglo-American and Toyota and other partners in Europe, where they have got taxis driving around there that are powered by green hydrogen in firstly Berlin, and then Paris, Brussels, soon Hamburg. And it'd be great if they could look at Johannesburg, because we've got taxis here, many of them Toyota taxis, been here for a long time. They cover routes that are specific. We could easily have one of the existing refueling stations having a green hydrogen pump. I mean, we can remember the days when Sasol was so small it would just have one pump at a station. They could fill up from these places as quickly as you do now with gasoline, have the same range that you do now with petrol. And the situation with green hydrogen is that the energy capacity is 3 times higher than petrol. So I would really love them to consider doing something like that, starting with the taxis and setting this as a pattern for Africa and a pattern for the world, because it stops you having to pay that fortune on importing petrol. You know, it's just, to me, some companies like Anglo-American doing it very well in Europe. It would be great if they did it here. They already started here. They've got, you know, a green hydrogen haulage vehicle. We've been producing green hydrogen here since 2012 out in the northwest. So let's go for it.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.